Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And it's the Suns to start out. Ball looking over the floor. Left side, Crowder. Paul outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound. What you love about Crowder, he gives you a little bit of everything at both ends.
I mean, defensively, he'll take on anybody. He's smart, draws a lot of charges. Offensively, he can stretch the floor, and he'll make the extra pass. He's also an opportunistic rebounder.
And the basket by McCollum.
This guy's just a gamer. McCollum, I mean, he really embraces taking on the defense and finding a way to finish.
Booker outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Over in the corner, Lillard. Offline with his three. It's Crowder on the wing. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Pass to Ayton. Wide open shot is on the money.
Some great awareness being shown by Crowder. Spotted the open man and made a fantastic dish.
Here's Nurkic. McCollum outside. A three ball. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And Ayton throws it down.
Listen, you can count on Paul to find an open man. His court awareness simply off the charts.
Pass to Nurkic. Lillard from outside. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
Now Ayton. He's guarded by Nurkic. And Ayton throws it down.
And dunking the ball is just second nature to Ayton. With the right positioning, he's a threat to throw it down.
Now here's McCollum. He has 5. Over in the corner, Lillard. A three-pointer off the mark. Suns trailing. Paul for 3. Another 3 for Phoenix. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
It's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Bucket is good. McCollum's got 7.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Nurkic with the block. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first quarter. Covington down low. Nice move. And Nurkic lays it in.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Pass to Booker. And here is Bridges. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And you look at
inside. And Ayton throws it down.
Look, he may not be thought of as big for a center, but with his ability to go vertical, he sure plays with it.
Pass to Canner. McCollum outside. Off target from three-point range. The Suns leading. And the Suns another fast break chance here.
And this is how you convert in transition. Booker running the floor well and being rewarded for it.
Here's Simons. And it's McCollum in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Phoenix calls time. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Suns lead by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. First quarter of play. Guys, what's your take so far on the Suns?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
Lillard misses.
Well, I mean, I think he better come up with some different ways to get his points tonight. Because the three, not one of them. Ain't working.
And basketball in the blood for Devin Booker. I mean, his father, Melvin, started at the University of Missouri and played pro ball. Started in high school. Devin trained with his father, trying to follow his path.
And we know the story, Booker moving from Michigan to Mississippi to live with his father and develop his skills.
And 4:30 a.m. alarms to train on the beach before the summer sun, getting to practice 2 hours early and staying late. Booker, not a freak athlete, so he had to work harder and drill the fundamentals.
And here's Ayton. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Suns shooting their third free throw shot of the game. And the technical free throw is good. Boy, that was a momentum killer to start last season, wasn't it, Greg? 25-game suspension for DeAndre Ayton.
And he sprained his ankle in his return game. The Suns at full strength, able to win some games. He's obviously a huge part of their future.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Paul. And finally they hit one. Paul's got the lead up to 8 now for the Suns. So it's Portland now. Jones with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Pass to Lillard. Lays it up off the glass.
What more can you say about Lillard's gritty demeanor on the court? I guess contact doesn't bother.
Al Paul. 8 points for him. To the paint. Here's Ayton. He can't get that one. Excellent D from Cantor.
Very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, good evening. Well, last season the Blazers were beset by injuries and they fell short of their goals. Their star Damian Lillard said, "Once we're in a better position, I want people to remember how I responded when things didn't go my way. That they know my character is true." Kevin, we know that Dame grew up in Oakland, a place where overcoming adversity was ingrained. Back to you.
Thank you, D.A.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. They get it back. Cantor. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
It was great to see Cantor's willingness to bang and bump down low. He brings so much toughness to his team.
And Cantor drops them both. Suns leading by 4. Saric, right side. Pass to Galloway. Good on the three-point shot. Galloway has got his first 3 points of the game.
I like the confidence from the guard. Galloway, he shows no fear in shooting off the pass.
To the wing right side. Good on the triple.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game, but you can see why after that sequence.
The shot, no good. And Phoenix the other way now.
And until he starts knocking down some shots, I don't think the deficit's going to get any smaller.
That bucket in no time at all. Galloway has got 5 points in the quarter. Pass to Cantor. Here's Lillard. From deep. Lillard again missing.
He's forcing things a little bit in this quarter, settling for shots that he'd be better off passing up.
Here's Craig. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Oh, he just caught the defense napping. He shoots a very high percentage from three-point range when there's no hand in his face.
And it's blocked.
What timing on the rejection. Sorry, not just accomplished on offense, but a remarkable defender as well.
In the corner, it's Galloway. Back to Payne. And Covington sends it back. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Kicks it out to Jones. Outside Covington. Here's Lillard. That one good for 2. Lillard's got 10 points in the game.
But Lillard is used to getting pushed around. Gotta admire how he muscles it in regardless.
And the Suns call time here. Eight seconds left in the first half. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
And the connection Frank the Tanks has with his teammates, I mean, they trust his ability to finish the alley-oop.
And so that's the end of the first half. Phoenix ahead, up by 9. And we'll return shortly. Trailblazers trail by 9. Here's Simons. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's McCollum. Drops in the layup for 2. McCollum's got the first bucket of the third here for the Trailblazers.
You know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a role out on his team.
And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Booker outside. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Suns have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
He's a proven winner. I mean, it's easy to appreciate the skill set of Paul, a masterful shooter and a clever defender.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that two-guard position, only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point, though.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ayton. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Here's McCollum. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. That makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Uses the glass to finish the layup. Lillard's got 12 in the game.
They made the most of their halftime adjustments. They're shooting 80% so far in the second half.
It's Powell on the wing. Back to Lillard. Clock at 4. And they pick up 2. Lillard's got 4 points this quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Back to Crowder. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Robert Covington picks one up.
And for a guy who shoots a lot of threes, Crowder does a pretty good job of getting himself to the free throw line.
And both free throws good from Crowder. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Here's Lillard. The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Well, a big reason Nurkic impacts games is for that ability right there, staying active on the glass at both ends, converting to second chances.
Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much debate there.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. But this team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around. Wow, the speed of Lillard. So masterful at making decisions in a fast break situation.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Bridges with the steal. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Offensive rebound. Pass to Payne. Phoenix calls timeout.
Find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
1:03 left to play in the third. Phoenix no good that time either.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And the basket by Jones.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
Back to Paul. Sharks right side. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Trailblazers leading by 5. Here's McCollum. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Back to Sharich. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
The Suns have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
Well, I just like the all-around game Sarge possesses. I mean, it translates well this day and age. He's a big man who can do it all. Score.
Trailblazers leading by 5.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, no need to rush right here. Let the clock run a little, then execute your offense.
And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
A nice shot by Booker.
And really, Booker is as lethal as they come from deep. Can't allow him to get into a groove.
Timeout called, the Suns. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. What a quarter that's... Booker in the post. And the dunk by Booker.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Lillard scanning the floor. Pass to Canner. Just 5 on the clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And it's not tough to fall for the pump fake. McCullough loves fooling defenders and getting them up to lead their feet.
The first one falls. And so McCollum nails both of them.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Paul with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. Now here's Paul. Kaminsky. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Kaminsky's got the game tied up here for Phoenix.
He's learning all the tricks. Kaminsky with the perfect roll off the screen.
Over in the corner, Lillard. Over Paul. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Paul with the bucket.
You can't keep CP3 down. I mean, even when you body him up.
Lillard outside. And Lillard throws it down.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
This is why they go to him. When the game is tight, he ups his intensity level.
Pass to Booker. Ayton in the corner. A nice shot by Booker.
This is a guy who once scored 70 points in a game. Booker, doesn't take much for him to start percolating.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Cantor inside. Kicks it out to Lillard. Second shot opportunity. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
That's an unforced error that will drive a coach crazy. You got to play heads up out there.
And here is Paul. Bridges, no one around him. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got 24.
But Lillard, he's an exceptional player. He's a guy you trust to make the right decision in these moments.
He is showing signs of maturity in these moments. It's clear that Ayton takes pride in coming through for his team.
A shot by Anthony, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Booker. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Robert Covington picks one up.
Such an active shooter. Love how Booker gets defenders to try and be physical with him.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a two-point ball game.
Wrong guy to put on the line in the close game. You know he's not going to miss.
1:31 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
It's tough. When I think of Dame, that's the first word that comes up. Showing why on that hoop right there.
Kicks it out to Paul. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And he shows the focus there. Nails the technical.
And in a tight game like this, a technical can be a killer. And he made sure he took advantage of the opportunity there at the line.
And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. .105 left in the fourth quarter of this one. For 3. Rebound by the Suns. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Paul with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. And the Suns call time here. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Monty Williams talking with his team. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
It's good. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch. And who better to take the shot for you? Nobody. I mean, Paul's showing his leadership, coming up big.
And it's McCollum off the drive.
Yeah, the defender all over.
It's the first, and that brings them within 2 here.
You know, if you got game, you got game. And we're starting to see more players come from small schools and go on to become special talents like McCollum. You don't see it too often, but it's definitely start to happen. Shows you what happens when you put in the work.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Paul goes in. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Such quickness on the attack. Paul showing no fear driving in. He forces the issue every time.
Timeout called. The Suns. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Comes through big. Now they can put everything they have into guard.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're going to change here. Here's Lillard. Kicks it out to McCollum. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
He's an experienced player in clutch situations. I mean, McCollum loves being the guy that takes these important shots.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
The crunch time bucket by Crowder. You love that confidence.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're behind by 2. Three-pointer, Lillard. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so it's Phoenix who scrape by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home that